Hello and welcome to New Shuttle's digital platform. I'm Shashwati Bhattakuddikshit from the New Shuttle team. What does a post-COVID world look like? What are the challenges and how are we preparing ourselves to overcome them more so in the field of education? In our series, we like to call Academia What's Next. We talk to prominent educationists, teachers, and students to sort of learn what they are prepping themselves for a post COVID academic year, what the next calendar year looks like for them. So we have with us Ms. Ishita Ghoshal from Kothari International School, Pune. Welcome to News Shuttle, Ms. Ghoshal.
Very good afternoon, and thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to share our experiences with you.
Most welcome. It's a delight to have you here. Ms. Ghoshal, our endeavor is to learn from prominent educationists. This year has been a year of many firsts. We had to unlearn, relearn many things very rapidly. How did you adapt to this whole COVID situation? How did your school adapt to this?
The good thing about the school culture has been that we have always been a learning center. Our attitude had been always to learn, unlearn, relearn again. We adapted to the situation and we revamped the entire curriculum, where most importantly, a teacher who has to physically enter a classroom has a different set of skills to interact with her learners. And that had to predominantly get well defined when the learners were through the digital classroom. So, and especially when the learners are young minds, when the learners are going to be without most of the time parental intervention or support, we had to reinvent our own content, reinvent our strategies, and create a more emotional, human, and more mindful platform first for the interaction to happen. Because my objective in the school to reach out to the students was not content delivery or content coverage in the first go. It was to reach out to my students in a more human way, and that was possible through the digital platform. So we had practices of mindfulness, doing projects on gratitude, doing actual projects of living a life in gratitude and kindness, and then coming and sharing it on the digital platform, using these to build concepts in English, math, science, and other subjects. That is where our teachers' creativity came in. But initial couple of 3 months, we were sailing all by ourselves without support. And that gave us the confidence to gradually restructure our program. So every week it was new findings, new survey. There was a lot of sharing beyond the classroom as amongst the teaching group within the school, online with me. And then it was a lot of self-learning for the teachers. So I think this pandemic has not had a setback on us. On the academic fraternity, it has been a new and improved skill set that my teachers have acquired, because now they are not textbook dependent, they are not content dependent, they are not dependent on certain methodologies which have been passed down to them over years and being told that this is what a classroom must look like. Now they are more experimental on their own deliveries. They have the freedom, they have the fear-free environment to try out new things, and so are the children, because the children have been amazing when they talk to their teachers and tell, ma'am, you should try this to unmute yourself, ma'am, you should do this. And that's the cooperation which in a physical classroom, we always presumed a top-down approach coming from the teacher, and the disparity or the gulf which had never been minimized in a physical classroom that I am the teacher, you are the student. But then we both were on a level playing ground when we were online. So I think our students were empowered in that sense. And we moved to formative assessment. We are a school who has always been without a textbook notebook concept in the primary school years, and with the pandemic coming in, and with online classes, it's not like a written examination. I did away with that, and we have been sticking to formative, because what I am learning in the class now will not depend on how I experiment on my concept while I'm with myself.
Thank you for your beautifully put and beautifully articulated words, Ms. Ghoshal. What I think this post-COVID world, or sort of the times that we are living in, it has come as a revelation not to just teachers, students, parents, but to the entire community as a whole, because we never knew that we are capable of surviving, of such kind of resilience. We were unsure of ourselves, but now the curveball that life has thrown at us, we know that whatever comes next, we will find a way to beat it. So, Ms. Ghoshal, I would like to know, as in when the schools reopen, like the schools go into a more uh, usual routine. So, are there any standard operating procedures that you, as a school, have come up with to help facilitate when students come into your school, into the classes? So, how is your preparation for the next academic year?
Okay. Next academic year, the preparation would be as per the government SOPs, certainly. So we'll be following those norms which has been coming from the Ministry of HRD, as well as the Maharashtra state government and the education board norms. We'll be sticking by the SOPs, definitely. As far as the ergonomics and the logistics of it is concerned, definitely the sanitization frequency, the social distancing norms, and everything will be followed. And of course, the tests and all, which are mandatory for before we begin, those will be in place. But most importantly, what I feel and what we are planning to do is, we're looking at, when my high school enters, we're not looking at beginning with the curriculum flow in the form of transaction of lessons. Okay, we are looking at stabilizing these human beings in their new environment, because they'll be stepping into this environment from which they were separated for almost a year. So it's like a home and a family if you are separated from, because it was their second home. And the kids had been separated from here for almost a year. And that is the environment which they are coming back with certain amount of anxiety and apprehension and some fears there, that what if I don't do this, I don't conduct myself, I may turn positive and the virus may affect me. I have to follow certain norms, I have to follow certain distancing. I cannot go and embrace my best friend whom I had been only interacting on WhatsApp or my Google chats or things like that. So there is a lot of tactile touch which a child had been enjoying in a regular classroom. He cannot even go touch surfaces, different surfaces. So these would create certain kind of anxieties in children. Human beings have the need to touch. So that is, first is not the running of the curriculum, because blended learning would still persist, because we won't be able to call all children together. So there would be a combination of online and offline. Right, so there would be a blended learning still persistent, and you have to call children only initially for a couple of hours. And that time we have to utilize to build how this replacement of that tactile and sensory engagement, which was so natural in us human beings, and especially these developing children, would be replaced in an organized way and replaced with that kind of a experiment which I can touch and do, or I can play something which nobody else will touch again, and I can express myself. right? Because this tactile senses, these visual senses, these auditory senses, these senses have to be replaced, and that is going to be my primary objective. Second year, the restructuring would be for this kind of a blend where few hours the child is in the premises, the remaining hours the child is again back online. So these kind of, there's a huge change that we are bringing in.
Ms. Ghoshal, as you have rightly mentioned, we are in a phase of transition. Many things we have learned, many more to go. So I thank you, Ms. Ghoshal, for sparing your time, putting forward your views and opinions on what seems to be a difficult but not impossible task. So on behalf of News Shuttle, I thank you so much for coming on our platform and giving us such nuggets of wisdom, what to do, what not to do, and what to expect in the next academic year. Thank you so much, Ms. Ghoshal, for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. And I wish all the students who are getting ready to go back to their respective schools to have a fear-free mind and have trust in their teachers, their school, their management, and go happily back to their homes again. The second home which they had left a year back.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So until we are back again with yet another educator, yet another teacher, or maybe a student, it's a wrap from me, Shashwati Bothakur Dixit from the News Shuttle team. Goodbye.